Hey folks, welcome back to Supreme Book Dealer. My name is Wes, and today we are diving into the world of middle grade literature with a book that has left countless readers in stitches. And I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back to my childhood because we are going to be talking about one of my favorite series of all time, but we're specifically going to be talking about that first book. It is one of the most popular books probably in the world. I'm tired of keeping y'all waiting, so I'm just gonna say it. We're gonna be talking about Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. And if you love a hilarious, relatable, and widely entertaining read, you're in for a treat. So let's jump right in. But before we get into the nitty gritty, as always, let me give you a quick rundown of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So it follows the adventures or misadventures of Greg Heffley, a middle schooler who's trying to navigate the turbulent waters of adolescence. I think we've all been there. He's not exactly the most heroic character. I mean, I'd argue he's exactly the opposite of that. He's quite selfish, but he's hilarious, and his hilarious diary entries and doodles provide an honest and comical look at the trials and tribulations of being a pre-teen. So let's just jump right into the review. So the first thing we'll talk about is like the obvious thing, the humor and relatability. One of the most distinctive features of the book is the humor. And Jeff does an amazing job writing, and Greg's narrations are laugh out loud funny. I mean, for me, maybe not for you, but I genuinely, because when I read this as a kid, and of course, as I'm doing these reviews, I go back and I read these books. I don't just go based off of memory. I actually reread them. And there was stuff that was still making me laugh. Maybe I like dry humor, but I thought that this book was hilarious. The story is full of relatable situations, embarrassing moments, and quirky characters that take you back to the challenges of middle school, which many of us can relate to. Like, I genuinely reflected and thought back of my experience in middle school. I don't know if it made the book funnier or it made me more depressed, but either way, it made the journey and the process of reading this book really enjoyable. I also really love this unique format because I wasn't really aware of many books that were like this before I actually read this book. And the diary format of the book, complete with Greg's own doodles, adds on an extra layer of charm. So like, I've seen books that are like journal entries, but I don't think I read a book before this. I'm not saying that one doesn't exist. I'm just saying my experience is that I never read a book before this one that had both like journal entry writing mixed with like doodles and drawings. So it was really great to see when I was a kid, and it was really dope to go back and revisit it. It was just a lot of fun. Anyway, so that format adds a lot of extra layer of charm, right? It feels like you're peeking into the personal diary of a middle schooler, and it makes the reading experience incredibly immersive. Like, I feel like I'm in there with Greg. The combination of text and illustrations really keep you engaged, or they really did keep me engaged as a reader from start to finish. So one of my favorite things about Diary of a Wimpy Kid is the character development. So while Diary of a Wimpy Kid isn't known for like deep character development, it does showcase growth, and it shows maturity of Greg in a lighthearted way. So, I mean, he's very selfish, like, we know that. And he makes a lot of mistakes, and sometimes he learns from them. Sometimes he does not. But even when he does it, he still evolves as a character. And then we see a lot of characters that really help bring the story to life. We have Manny, who's his younger brother. We have Roderick, who's his older brother. And we get to see different dynamic relationships between the two of them. Now that makes Greg a middle child, and I am also a middle child, so I can understand those relationships. And I'm sure a lot of people can as well. And we also have his relationship with his parents, his relationships with his best friend, Raleigh, or his best friend's parents, who never really seem to like Greg. Rightfully so, because of how selfish he comes off as. But I just think that Jeff Kinney does an amazing job with these characters. Nothing too deep, very subtle, but growth, but evolution, and just great minor characters in the story. And also, this book has a very timeless quality to it, and its humor and themes remain appealing to readers of all ages. Whether you're a kid in middle school like I was, or an adult looking for a good laugh like I did when I revisited this book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid has something for everyone. Like I said, I came back and I read the book again and I revisited it, and I thought it was just as funny as the first time that I read this book. It really had me laughing. So what's my overall impression of Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Well, I think it's a delightful, it's a funny and very relatable read that captures the essence of middle school in a way that's accessible and enjoyable for all ages. It's no wonder that this book has been a staple in many households. So many people love reading this book. They gravitate towards it. They come back because of that timeless quality that it has. No matter what your age is, no matter what your demographic is, you can always find something relatable and fun about reading this book. With that being said, thank you so much again for joining me on this review of Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. If you've read this book, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below. And if you haven't read it yet, I hope this review has sparked your interest in some type of way, because you need to check this book out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay updated on any more book reviews and any other literary discussions that I have. Once again, my name is Wes, and this is Supreme Book Dealer. Thank you again. I'll see you soon. Be well and keep reading. Peace.